The elevator doors of Maxwell Industries opened to the 50th floor, where my father's real estate development firm occupied half the building. I watched through the glass walls as the morning meeting unfolded. My father, James Maxwell, holding court with his executive team, including my brother Peter, who'd been handed the COO position straight out of college. 3 years ago, I'd stood in that same conference room, MBA from Harvard in hand, only to hear my father say, "Emma, you're not qualified to join the executive team. Maybe try HR or marketing, something more suitable for your capabilities." Today I was here for a different meeting. One that would show them exactly what my capabilities entailed. "Ms. Roberts." My assistant's voice came through my earpiece. "Archer Global's CEO is waiting in your office. Should I tell him you'll be delayed?" "No need, Sarah," I replied, watching my father gesture emphatically about their latest project. A project he didn't know was about to change hands. "I'm enjoying the view for a moment. Tell Marcus we're right on schedule." I smoothed down my Armani suit, worth more than Peter's monthly salary, and checked my reflection in the elevator's mirrored walls. At 32, I looked every bit the CEO I'd become, though my family still thought I was finding myself at some mid-level corporate job. If only they knew that finding myself meant building Roberts Capital into one of the largest private equity firms in the country. Or that their biggest client, Archer Global, had quietly sold controlling interest to my company last month. "Emma." My brother's surprised voice cut through my thoughts. He'd spotted me through the glass walls. "What are you doing here?" "Dad's in an important meeting." "I know," I smiled, watching the color drain from his face as he noticed my visitor's badge, marked with Archer Global's logo. "I'm here for that meeting." Peter's confident demeanor faltered. You work for Archer?" "Not exactly." I checked my watch. Right on time. "Shall we join them?" "I believe Mr. Archer is about to make an interesting announcement." The conference room fell silent as Peter opened the door. My father's face darkened at the sight of me, but before he could speak, Marcus Archer himself walked in. "James," he boomed, though his eyes were fixed on me. "I see you've met our new owner." The room temperature seemed to drop 10 degrees. My father's pen clattered to the table. "Owner?" he managed, looking between Marcus and me. "What are you talking about?" I took my seat. Not the chair Peter hastily offered, but the one at the head of the table. "Roberts Capital acquired controlling interest in Archer Global last month. We'll be overseeing all their real estate development projects moving forward." "Roberts Capital?" Peter's voice was barely a whisper. "You mean?" "Yes," Marcus confirmed, enjoying the moment almost as much as I was. "Your sister's company. Quite impressive, building a multi-billion-dollar investment firm in just 3 years. Though I'm surprised you didn't know, she's been making waves in the industry for quite some time." My father's face had turned an interesting shade of purple. "This is impossible. Emma doesn't have the experience to." "To what, Dad?" I interrupted smoothly. "To run a successful company? To acquire major corporations? To sit at the big table with the qualified people?" I opened my laptop, displaying Roberts Capital's portfolio on the conference room screen. Dozens of companies, billions in assets, and now, Archer Global, Maxwell Industries' largest client. "While you were telling me I wasn't qualified," I continued, "I was building something bigger than Maxwell Industries could ever be. And I did it without nepotism, without a safety net, and without your approval." Peter, always quick to try and salvage a situation, attempted to smile. "Well, this is wonderful. A family partnership." "Oh, this isn't a partnership," I cut him off. "This is a takeover. Archer Global represents 60% of Maxwell Industries contracts. Contracts that, as of today, are under review." The room erupted in shocked murmurs. My father gripped the table edge so hard his knuckles turned white. "You wouldn't," he breathed. "We're family." "Family." I laughed softly. "Like when you told the board I wasn't qualified because women are too emotional for real estate development? Or when you gave Peter my project proposals, claiming them as his own?" I nodded to Marcus, who distributed new contracts to everyone present. "These are your new terms," I explained. "Roberts Capital will be assuming direct oversight of all Archer Global projects. You can either adapt to working under my leadership, or we can transfer the contracts to more qualified firms." Because sometimes success isn't just about proving them wrong. It's about becoming so powerful that they have to call you boss. And as I watched my father realize that his unqualified daughter now controlled his company's future, I couldn't help but think that some lessons in qualification require a hostile takeover to teach. The next few hours unfolded like a carefully orchestrated symphony of corporate revenge. I sat at the head of the conference table, watching my father and brother desperately try to maintain their composure as Marcus Archer detailed exactly how their biggest client had come under my control. The acquisition was brilliant, really, Marcus explained, seeming to enjoy twisting the knife. Roberts Capital didn't just buy shares. They systematically acquired every major project partner Archer Global worked with. By the time we realized what was happening, Emma had created an ecosystem we couldn't operate without. Peter, always the opportunist, attempted to salvage his position. Well, surely with my experience as COO, I could help facilitate the transition. Your experience? I interrupted, pulling up a file on the screen. You mean the projects you claimed credit for? Like the Riverside development that was actually my proposal? The one Dad rejected when I presented it, then praised when you submitted the exact same plan 6 months later. The color drained from both their faces as I displayed side-by-side comparisons of my original proposals and Peter's plagiarized versions. I kept copies, I explained, enjoying their discomfort. Every project you stole, every idea you dismissed, every time you took credit for my work. It's all documented. Did you really think I wouldn't notice? My father finally found his voice. Now see here, Emma. Whatever grievances you think you have. Think I have. I stood slowly, commanding the room's attention. Let's talk about grievances, Dad. Shall we discuss the board meeting where you said women aren't suited for real estate development? Or maybe the time you told investors that Peter's natural leadership came from being a Maxwell man, while I was just playing at business. I clicked to the next slide, showing Maxwell Industries' financial records they didn't know I had access to. Or perhaps we should discuss how the company's success rate on major projects dropped 40% after you pushed me out. How client satisfaction plummeted once Peter started managing developments he didn't understand. The only thing keeping Maxwell Industries afloat has been Archer Global's contracts. Contracts that now answer to me. Sarah entered with a stack of folders, distributing them to the shell-shocked executive team. Inside you'll find detailed analyses of every project Maxwell Industries has mismanaged in the past 3 years, I continued. Cost overruns, delayed completions, client complaints, all stemming from decisions made after you decided I wasn't qualified to join the company. Peter flipped through his folder, face growing paler by the page. How did you get these numbers? The same way I acquired Archer Global, by paying attention to details you thought weren't important. While you were busy playing CEO at Dad's company, I was building a network that now controls most of your industry partnerships. My phone buzzed, a message from our legal team. Additional Maxwell Industries shareholders are accepting Roberts Capital's buyout offers. Current stake, 47%. Perfect. Everything was proceeding exactly as planned. Ms. Roberts, Marcus interjected, should we discuss the reorganization plan? I nodded, pulling up another document. Effective immediately, all Archer Global projects will be overseen by Roberts Capital's development team. Maxwell Industries can either adapt to working under our management structure, or we'll transfer the contracts to our other subsidiaries. You can't just take over our projects, my father protested weakly. Surely I can. And I am. I displayed the shareholder updates on screen. While we've been having this lovely family reunion, Roberts Capital has been acquiring Maxwell Industries shares. By end of day, we'll have controlling interest in your company too. The room erupted in chaos. Board members whispered urgently among themselves, while my father and brother sat in stunned silence. But what about family loyalty? Peter stammered. Loyalty? I laughed coldly. Like the loyalty you showed when you stole my proposals? Or the loyalty Dad showed when he told me to stick to HR because real estate was too complex for me. I walked to the window looking out over the city skyline. My skyline now in many ways. You know what the difference is between us? I turned back to face them. When you were busy protecting the family legacy, I was building my own. While you relied on the Maxwell name, I created something bigger than our last name could ever be. Sarah appeared with another update. The financial press is requesting comment on Roberts Capital's acquisition of Archer Global and pending takeover of Maxwell Industries. Perfect timing, I smiled. Let them know that Roberts Capital is excited to bring both companies under more qualified leadership. My father's face reddened at the deliberate echo of his own words. You're destroying everything I built. No, Dad. I'm saving what you nearly destroyed through short-sighted nepotism and outdated thinking. The only difference is now you'll have to watch your unqualified daughter do it better than you ever could. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't just proving them wrong. It's becoming so successful that they have to sit in your meetings, follow your directions, and acknowledge that the daughter they dismissed as unqualified now controls their entire business future. And this was just the beginning. The weeks following my takeover of Archer Global became a masterclass in corporate restructuring and family humiliation. I moved Roberts Capital's headquarters to the top floors of Maxwell Industries building, ensuring my father and brother had to pass by my success every day. 1 month after the infamous meeting, I sat in my new office, significantly larger than my father's, reviewing the changes we'd implemented. Maxwell Industries undergoes major restructuring under new leadership. Roberts Capital CEO transforms father's struggling company. From rejected to ruler. Emma Roberts' corporate revenge story. My phone buzzed with the usual barrage of family messages. Mom, honey, your father's pride is wounded. Peter, can we discuss my role in the new organization? Various relatives. About those development projects we wanted to pitch. I smiled, remembering all the family dinners where they dismissed my little investment company, while praising Peter's mediocre achievements at Maxwell Industries. Ms. Roberts. Sarah entered with the morning briefing. The audit team has completed their review of Maxwell Industries' past projects. You'll want to see this. I flipped through the report, each page confirming what I'd suspected. Years of mismanagement, hidden losses, and projects saved only by Archer Global's deep pockets. Have you seen the latest from your brother? Sarah asked, pulling up Peter's social media posts. There it was, a carefully crafted LinkedIn update claiming he'd orchestrated the merger between Maxwell Industries and Roberts Capital. Classic Peter trying to take credit for his own downfall. Send him the new organizational chart, I instructed. The one showing his transfer to our subsidiary in Alaska. The development project in the middle of nowhere? The same. Let's see how his natural leadership handles actual challenging work. My office door opened, revealing my father, looking significantly older than he had a month ago. Emma, he started, then corrected himself. Ms. Roberts. We need to talk. About what, Dad? How your unqualified daughter now controls your company. Or how your precious son is being relocated to manage real projects instead of taking credit for others' work. He sank into a chair, his arrogance finally cracking. I made mistakes. We both did. But destroying the family business. I'm not destroying anything, I cut him off. I'm fixing everything you broke. Look at these numbers. I displayed the company's financial reports on my office wall. Since Roberts Capital took over, project completion rates are up 60%. Client satisfaction has increased by 75%. And those emotional women you didn't want in leadership? They're outperforming your old boys club in every metric. But the Maxwell name is being saved by the daughter you dismissed. I stood, walking to my wall of achievements, awards, recognitions, and magazine covers he'd never bothered to acknowledge. While you were busy protecting your masculine corporate culture, I built something better. Something that values talent over gender, merit over nepotism. My phone lit up with another update. Peter had just arrived at his new posting in Alaska. Your son is about to learn what real estate development actually involves, I commented. No more stealing others' work or riding on the family name. He'll either succeed on his own merits or fail on his own incompetence. And me? My father asked quietly. I turned to face him, remembering every dismissive comment, every stolen idea, every time he'd chosen Peter's mediocrity over my excellence. You dad get to watch. You'll keep your title, Chairman Emeritus sounds impressive enough. But every decision, every project, every aspect of the company you thought I couldn't handle? That all reports to me now. Sarah appeared with another stack of reports. The first quarter results under Roberts Capital Management are in. Profits up 85% compared to last year. Send copies to the board, I instructed. And to every industry publication that covered Dad's comments about women in real estate. My father flinched, recognizing his own words in the headlines. Female CEO proves father wrong. Roberts Capital transforms, too complex industry. Unqualified to unstoppable. How Emma Roberts built an empire from rejection. You know what the difference is between us, Dad? I asked, sitting behind my desk, his old desk. When you look at a building, you see a monument to the Maxwell name. When I look at a building, I see every person who contributed to its success. That's why my company is succeeding where yours failed. The intercom buzzed. My executive team arriving for the morning meeting. The same meeting that used to be my father's domain. You should stay, I suggested as he stood to leave. Watch how a truly qualified leader runs a company. Because sometimes the best revenge isn't just taking over the family business. It's running it so successfully that they have to acknowledge every time they underestimated you. The meeting proceeded perfectly, each department head reporting incredible progress under the new leadership. Through it all, my father sat silently watching his unqualified daughter command the respect he'd never thought she deserved. One final item, I announced as the meeting concluded. We're renaming the company. Maxwell Roberts Industries, combining the past we came from with the future we're building. My father's head snapped up. You're keeping the Maxwell name? Of course, I smiled. So everyone can see how a Roberts transformed what a Maxwell couldn't handle. As the team filed out, I called after them. Oh, and send the quarterly reports to Peter. Let him know that while he's learning basic project management in Alaska, his unqualified sister is turning his failures into successes. My phone buzzed one final time, a message from Peter. The project site is freezing. There's no Starbucks. Please, sis, I've learned my lesson. No, I typed back, you're just starting to learn. The same way I learned when you and Dad said I wasn't qualified. The difference is I turned rejection into an empire. Let's see what you build from actual work.